Hello, Miramar. I'm Vice Mayor Alexandra P. Davis, and welcome to Commission Corner. For those of you joining me for the first time, this is an opportunity for me to connect with you, the residents, keeping you informed about what's going on throughout the community. As always, I can be reached by phone, email, or social media, which can be seen on the screen below. Today we have the pleasure of hosting Division Chief Ricketts from the Miramar Fire Rescue and Major Shaw from Miramar Police. Welcome to Commission Corner.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
So let's start with Division Chief Ricketts. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, how long you've been with the department, and what is your role within that department?
Absolutely, I'll be more than happy to do that. I've actually been with the city for 23 years. I started my career in community service. Back then, I believe it was called Parks and Rec, or I'm not sure, but obviously it's gone through some transition.
Yes.
About 7 years with the city, I transferred over to the fire department. I've been with the fire department for 18 years. I currently serve as the division chief. My responsibility includes logistics, so I have to work with all the various departments and actually do some outreach community activities.
Excellent, excellent. I know you've been on our program before.
Yes, I have.
So excellent job with your outreach. And Major Shaw, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do for the police department, how long you've been with the police.
Will do. Thank you so much, Vice Mayor. Hello, Miramar family. My name is Major Ty Shaw Williams, and I have been in law enforcement for 18 years. I started out with 3 years as a victim advocate, and I proudly am so happy to announce that I hit my 15-year anniversary with the Miramar Police Department. And I have to say that I am over road patrol. And to make that in the simplest form, I am in charge of the guys and girls that actually show up to your house in police uniforms. We are the first responders doing every type of incident, from burglary calls to emergency calls. I oversee that and community outreach. And thank you so much for having me, Vice Mayor.
Perfect. And so we're here today to talk about a very special event called Save a Life Day. We've done it before in the summer. This is our holiday season edition. And if you could share a little bit about your involvement, what folks can expect, and also from the police perspective.
All right, Major Shaw, I'll let you go first and take that.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you, Vice Mayor. So we're so excited to be a part of this program and to partner up with Fire Rescue. So for the Save a Life Day, we are going to be presenting bank jugging. Now, I know what you're saying in the community. What is bank jugging? Is that an actual real word or terminology? It is. That's when you go to the ATM and you retrieve money. However, you don't check your surroundings. And lurking around the corner, there can be a suspect or several suspects and individuals who's watching you. So some of the tips that we're going to give: if you have to retrieve money, go inside the bank. There's no need to stand outside, not during the holiday season. And with bank jugging, they actually wait for you to go into your car and make it home before they approach you, meaning that you cannot be in the city of Miramar and you can retrieve money in North Miami, Pembroke Pines. They still will follow you home. So this is an extreme new crime trend that we want to focus on and make sure that our community is aware on safety and prevention.
Wow, that's a good one there. That's a new terminology. I haven't heard of that before, but we're going to learn more about that and other ways to prevent crime in our city and keep you safe, pretty much. It's save a life. And so this could save your life, some of the tips that we're getting today and that you'll get at Save a Life Day. Moving on to Chief Ricketts.
Yes, ma'am.
Give us an example of what folks could learn at Save a Life.
One of the biggest things folks could save a life, we're getting ready for the holiday season. Thursday is going to be Thanksgiving, and many people are going to be cooking, shopping, and doing a lot of things. We want to make sure that you are safe when you're cooking. If you're going to deep fry a turkey, make sure that you follow the proper procedures. Don't drop the frozen turkey into the pot, because that oil could spill over and start a fire. Let's make sure that it's defrosted and take all the necessary precautions to be safe and keep your family safe. The other thing that we'll touch on is how to stop the bleed. You may be cooking, you may accidentally cut yourself, you may drop a knife. We never know what may happen during the holiday season. So much is going on. You may get distracted. And like the Vice Mayor said, we want you to take all the steps necessary to save a life. It may be yours or someone else's. So that's why we're here, and we just want to spread the word the best we can.
Absolutely. And we had such a great turnout at our summer series of Save a Life. And I know folks have signed up again, or new people who have heard about the success of the program have also signed up. Our last Save a Day we did was in our historic section at the multi-service complex. And we're so linear, we want to make sure other folks have the opportunity to come to such an event. So this year, explain where we're having the event and the date.
So this year, the event will be held at the 2300 Civic Center Place, which is going to be inside of the Commission Chambers on December 2nd. The hours of the event is going to be from 11 to 3 p.m. So what people could expect this year, as we touched on earlier, we talked a little bit about the bank jugging. We talked about Stop the Bleed. They could also expect how to do CPR, how to use a automated external defibrillator, just in case somebody goes down, which is one of the things that we want to push in our community. It's so important for our residents and anyone who's passing through Miramar or anywhere around the world for that to know how to do CPR. So we want to push some of those ideas on that day. And like I said, it'd be right here, 2300 Civic Center Place, December 2nd from 11 to 3 p.m.
Exactly, so folks can sleep in late from Friday night and still come and learn about how to save a life. It doesn't start at 11, and we'll be providing refreshments.
Absolutely.
So there you go. You can't have a better Saturday afternoon right here in the city. So some of the key partners and vendors, because we'll have some folks there. Who are they? Do we know?
We'll have the Memorial Healthcare System there with us. We'll have the Red Cross there as well.
Okay,
and we're also this year, we're going to have the South Florida Wellness Network. One of the other things we want to talk about, because we know not necessarily that it happens just during the holiday season, but all the time, is drug use. And they're going to partner with us to talk about Narcan, the use of Narcan. So those are some of the key players that will be there for the holiday season edition of Save a Life Day.
Awesome, awesome. Anything else you want to add, Major Shaw, as we conclude this session?
Yes, thank you, Vice Mayor. Now, to all of my enthusiastic shoppers out there, make sure when you head into the malls to do the speed limit. We will have extra traffic enforcement out there on all of our major corridors, and really it's to protect you. We will be looking for DUI candidates and people who maybe shouldn't be on the road because it's a safety hazard. And speaking of the mall, while you're there, remember, secure your vehicles. Take all of your valuable items, hide them somewhere within the trunk. Do not leave them on your back seat, on your front seat, because that provides a better opportunity for criminals to target your vehicle. I hope you have a beautiful holiday. Thank you so much, Vice Mayor.
Absolutely. Well, thank you to both Major Shaw and Division Chief Ricketts for coming here today and sharing with our residents and viewers all about our Save a Life Day, which is coming up real soon, guys. The information will be on the bottom of our screen as how to register, the date and the time. Today we have the pleasure of hosting Dr. Karen Hollis from the Economic Development and Housing Department. Welcome, Dr. Hollis.
Thank you for having me.
And also we have Natalie Richmond from the Procurement Department.
Thank you
for coming. You're welcome. And so, Dr. Hollis and Natalie, could you just introduce yourselves to our audience? Let them know a little bit about yourselves, how long you've been with the city, what you do with our city itself as an employee.
Well, I will go first. Good afternoon. I am Karen Hollis. I'm with the Economic Development and Housing Department, and particularly I assist with the Business Inclusion and Diversity Program. This is a program where the city leaders saw fit to ensure more inclusion and diversity on city projects. I was brought on board at the conclusion of a disparity study, which concluded that we could do a better job as a city for more inclusion. I have the wonderful opportunity to work with city leadership and the colleagues in my department to ensure that we develop programs and services to allow our local small minority and disadvantaged businesses to have more contracting opportunity with the city.
Awesome. And Natalie,
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Natalie Richmond, and I have worked for the City of Miramar for more than 2 decades. Now, the last 12 years of those 21 years have been in the procurement department. As the assistant director in the procurement department, my team and myself, we are responsible for the procurement of all goods and services and construction services for the entire city. Now, we try to accomplish this goal by making sure that we have processes that are efficient and effective, as well as making sure that our processes are fair and open to all vendors.
Excellent, and you both do such a fabulous job. We thank you.
Thank you.
But today we're here to talk a little bit about an upcoming event that we have called Government Contracting for Dummies 101. Now, don't let the dummies fool you. It just means that it's for really the basic information is going to be given to you about how to do government contracting. And so we're looking forward to this event. We have a lot of people already signed up. And could you tell us a little bit about what to expect? And we'll start with you in terms of procuring and what you'll be teaching these newbies about doing business with Miramar.
Okay, so at this event, we're looking forward to this Government Contracting for Dummies 101 because this is an important event for us in procurement. This is important because when contractors come out to events like this and get the information that we're going to be giving them about how to register and become a vendor with the city, how to read our solicitation documents, how to understand the form, then contractors are now able to respond to our solicitations. This means that we now have a healthier pool of contractors that will now come into our procurement process. And that makes us excited in the procurement department because this means that we will now have a more competitive process. And also, when we go to make our awards to these vendors, they know ahead of time what are some of the things that we will be looking for from them. And so that is, this event, having events like this is very important for our vendors.
Absolutely. And, you know, our budget is over $350 million.
Yes.
And a lot of that is just goods and services that we
Yes.
need and that we can provide for ourselves. So this is a great opportunity. And Dr. Hollis, your take on this event and how you think it's going to be helpful to those who come.
Excellent question. In these current economic challenging times, businesses, which make up a majority of the United States and right here in Miramar, are really having difficulty in terms of sustainability. What we have learned and we continue to learn without this process and while we're working with the smaller businesses is that there are so many gaps in their knowledge base. There's so many gaps in terms of how they do business and the things that they are skilled in their particular area, if they're a particular plumber, electrician. But in terms of how to operate a business, we have found in our efforts to try to foster more inclusion that the challenge becomes them not knowing the basics of how to manage a business. And those are just barriers that cannot exist. So having an event like this is so critical and vital for the sustainability of the local small minority business. And it's fabulous to have leadership in our city that are listening to the businesses as they are approaching them and complaining and looking for opportunities and assistance. These are individuals that are qualified, ready, willing, and able. Natalie and I, her team and I, we work profusely to try to get them inclusion, but there are difficult things that are not barriers. They need to know how to function and the regulatory requirements and the basic things that I love that you're going to make available to them at this workshop.
Absolutely. And speaking of this workshop, the date, the time, the venue. I know previously we had a smaller venue, but we've had such an overwhelming response. We've increased the space, and we're now having this event at 6700 Miramar Parkway at our multi-service complex. The date again is going to be at the bottom of your screen, but it's November 30th. Okay, perfect. November 30th, and that will be from 6 to 8:30 p.m. So 6 to 8:30 p.m. We will have this government contracting specifically for Dummies 101, at 6700 Miramar Parkway, November 30th from 6 to 8:30 p.m. Now, we would love for you to register. That registration information is going to be at the bottom of our screen. But could you name some of the key partners? I know we don't do this alone. So Dr. Hollis, maybe you could give us an idea as to who's showing up there to give some of the presentations.
Well, first we're going to address doing business with the city. So we're going to have all of our team of city staff and leadership in place so that they will have a full understanding of all of the resources that are needed to do business right here in the city of Miramar. From the police department, code compliance, we're going to have the business tax department, we're going to have, of course, procurement, business inclusion, economic development, and housing. And then we have a few community stakeholders like SCORE, which is an organization that we partner with to ensure that new businesses are able to secure business plans, are able to determine whether or not people are buying what they desire to sell, are able to understand the basics of operating a business. We will, of course, have our partner. We are a subset of Broward County. So we're going to have the Office of Economic and Small Business Development Department, OESBD, with Sandy McDonald and his team will be here explaining to individuals the parameters and the small business certification and the resources that they make available to help small businesses grow. We will also have Broward College. Miss Anthea Pennant will be in the house, and she will help to understand the fundamentals of government contracting, what it is that the procurement department will be looking for when you submit a response to a bid, the big picture.
Yes. Well, perfect. This is a whole lot of good information.
Yes.
I'm glad to be hosting it, and I hope I'll learn a lot too that I can share and pass along. And so we certainly appreciate both of you coming today and all the work that you do to help our small businesses succeed. And we're looking forward to this event coming up November 30th.
Thank you for having us.
You're welcome. As you can see, folks, the City of Miramar is the place to be. Until next time, this is Vice Mayor Alexandra P. Davis. Always remember, putting you first keeps us first.